Just remember your smile to the camera. We'd like you to have a really nice smile from you recorded for posterity.
Does it mean, Hector, that I have to be nice and gentle now? I cannot say any joke or whatever?
Yeah, you can do just phone-in jokes, please, Alex. Just funny
Okay.
ones. Yeah.
I'll try.
No dad jokes. No dad jokes.
Well, that's my specialty. I'm sorry.
I know, that's what I'm saying. That's why I'm saying. Yeah. So I'm Hector Villarreal. I'm going to be your host today alongside Alex. And always I try to say your last name. It's always an issue.
Don't say it.
Eisenstetter?
No.
No. Sorry, my bad.
Eisenstetter. It's been since 2014 we know each other. You still don't know how to pronounce my name. Eisenstetter, Alexander Eisenstetter. Everyone calls me Alex.
For a reason. Yeah. Of course. So thank you all. I'll remind you that if you were joining us, si se están conectando ahora y quieren escuchar en español, pueden hacer clic en el botón de interpretación para escuchar en español. We're going to be conducting in English, but we also have Spanish for all our participants from Latin America and Spain that would rather prefer to listen in Spanish. We have Daniel helping us in the interpretation. And so what do we have for today, Alex?
So maybe that was a trigger for me to share my screen, right?
Of course.
Yes, it was. Okay. Okay, so shall we go deep into the topic right now, or maybe we can do something in between?
I think we can get started right away, because you'll if you know Alex and myself, we like people to get into the deep end of the pool very quickly. We like people to interact and get to know. This is not going to be a typical webinar where you listen and do nothing. No, you're going to do things. You're going to experience things, and we want you to get to connect with one another as well. So let's get connected. Let's if you have something to write with, that would be great, because we're going to ask you to write the following, please. Write the following in a piece of paper, because you're going to do it. If you were an animal, I would be what? Wearing a what? Living in somewhere. So please fill in the blanks for yourself. Fill in the blank for yourself, please. Thank you. Now, are you ready? If you're ready, give me a thumbs up. Okay. Thank you, Juan. If you're ready, give me a thumbs up. Thank you, Jimena. Thank you, Asma. Thank you, Mary Ellen. Much appreciated.
Okay, shall I show how to do that?
Yes.
Because, okay, pen and paper is great, but it's going to be taking a lot of time if you have to send it by postal mail so that everybody can see it, right?
Yeah, we need something quicker.
Yeah, so I'm going to show you, we're going to share, well, you have already done that, Hector, but before you click on the link, let me show you. There is a link in the chat. When you click on the link, you should see something like that. You don't have to use an account. If you have a Stormz account, you can use it. Otherwise, just put your name. Let's say my name is Isa, and this is my wife's name. And you click on OK, I'm ready. And you see that there is a first activity for you. And if it's called If I Were an Animal, you click on the tile. Okay, so once you do that, you see that you can add a little card, and you write down exactly the if I were an animal, I would be blah, 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 etc., etc. So let me show you how it looks like. Yeah. So once you do it, you click on a card, you save it. For example, for me, I would be a pink elephant wearing sneakers and flying all over the moon. And don't forget to save to submit your card. I think it's okay, Hector.
Jeff, I think we're good.
So if you are okay, you can click on the link on the chat, join the Stormz application, and write down your card.
Good. They've just started. Great. Great. Remember, you have to write the whole phrase. Yeah, remember to put the whole phrase.
Where is this place where we're going to put this information?
After you open the Stormz, you click on the activity, the link in the chat. After you click in the chat, you click on the link in the chat, you open Stormz, and then you just get in. And after that, you just add the information there. Thank you. We have already 20 cards. Perfect. Thank you. Great. We have, okay, we already have 30 cards now. Good. Welcome, everybody.
So Hector, please facilitate. Meanwhile, yeah. I'm using my inner artist to draw awesome.
Yeah, I know.
things.
You're hard at work.
Yeah.
So if you just arrive in the chat, you will have the link to open Stormz and respond to our first connection question. You just create a card and respond. If I were an animal, I would be wearing A and living in. Right? Make sure you put it there, and you would be able to do it right away. Perfect. Thank you for doing it. We're there. So you would be just reading right now. You should be reading your card. Maybe something's happening with your card, right?
I see, Hector, I see some people who put just one word in their card. So maybe you can explain. Yeah.
Yes. Just for our colleagues that just wrote one animal in the card, please type again, and you can just fill out your own card with the full information, with the full phrase. If you were an animal, you would be what, wearing what, and living somewhere, right?
And of
yes,
course,
Marielle, right now you're seeing only your card. At this time, that's by design. We're just allowing people to see their own idea.
Yeah, we want to keep the effect of surprise.
Yeah. So
you know me, Marie-Aline. You know I do that always.
Yeah. So make sure that you can edit, or you can do a new card if you like. Make sure that you can edit. Yeah. So make sure that you can put it over there. Thank you for seeing.
Maybe
so
we can. We can.
I think we're ready.
Yeah. So would you like to send everybody to the outer world?
Now, now we're gonna go into breakouts. But before we go into breakouts, I'm gonna ask just a quick poll. Make sure that you respond. Please respond to which language room do you like to participate in, Spanish or English, here in the chat. Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay, almost half of you responded. Thank you, almost everybody. Make sure you respond. If you have issues, don't worry, we'll send you to the right room. Don't you worry. Thank you. So we're gonna create rooms with participants of 3 or 4, and you're going to be able to share your creation with one another, right? Thank you so much. Okay, the rooms are ready. Are we ready to go and share? Can you give me a thumbs up if you're ready? Are we ready to go and share our creations? Good. So we're going to go 5 minutes and we'll come back. Okay, see you in a little bit.
wild animals everywhere. Now I see only animals.
Very fun.
Should we
Okay.
change
Well,
our profile pictures now?
You could.
So neat.
But before that, Hector, should we do the reveal?
Please, let's see everybody's. I want to see
Okay.
everybody's.
How do we?
So
Oh, you can bring them all up.
I'm gonna do that.
Whoa!
Wow. Oh, cool.
This
How
is
did you
us.
find so many
I love
pictures so fast?
So creative.
The walls.
That's cool. I love this. I love this.
This is awesome. This is awesome.
Yeah.
Very
Oh.
beautiful. Oh,
Incredible.
the shark. Let me see the shark.
This is beautiful. It's mad. Maravilla.
I love it. So it's gonna be
Aw.
our a
Thank you so much,
souvenir.
Hector and Alex. This is beautiful.
So now it's finished. Now you can go.
No, we're here to learn more.
Okay, so
Mi perro en la playa está maravilloso, así que, y ese perro es en español también, ¿ok?
and if you want to see it,
Está bien.
if you want to see everyone on another perspective, we can also. So it's going to be a little bit difficult because we have a mix of English and Spanish word, but still, yeah, it doesn't work well because of having two languages. Let's get back to the board.
It's all about wearing animal living.
Yeah, I could have. There is an option to filter out some words, but we have so many things to see today that I think we're going to move on. What do you think, Hector?
I think we need to move on because this is just the tip of the iceberg, actually.
Okay, so let me get back to the slideshow. So this is done. So now the agenda, Hector.
This is our agenda. We have connected already. And what we aim to is today to show you a little bit of what are taking AI and creativity and some principles for using AI in facilitation and some of our case studies that we have used in real life settings in terms of the uses of the tools of ChatGPT, Stormz, and Miro in with artificial intelligence. So this is something that we'd like to, we're gonna have to run because actually we have a lot of stuff here, but I think you're gonna take some things home that you will be able to actually take advantage of back into your practice. We hope. That's our hope, right?
And there is one thing I would like to ask you is please forgive me because I'm so passionate about the topic that I wanted to put so many things. And Hector told me, no, you have to remove that, you have to remove that, you have to remove that. And I'm sorry, but I think I still have a little bit too many things. So we'll try. We'll try. And well, shall we move on?
I think we should start with AI and creativity right away, don't you think?
Oh,
Let's go ahead.
You know, before AI and creativity, we should test our participants.
Oh,
What
I like
about-
to do some tests. I like to test our
Yeah,
participants.
we want to make
like
sure
that.
they're
Okay.
really good, right? So, okay, shall we do a little quiz?
Yeah, let's do the quiz. We're gonna do the
Okay.
quiz. Make sure that you're in Stormz, and while you're in Stormz, you have to go back to the main
Little house.
Yeah, to the little house up to
Yeah,
the left.
click on the little house here, and
On the
you're
left.
gonna see that we have a new activity. Okay.
Please let us
And-
know that you're there. If you
And-
give us a thumbs up, give us a
No,
thumbs up
I'm not
that
there.
you're
What?
inside.
This is the link that's in the chat or something like that?
Yes, in the same link, you can go ahead. Again, you can use the same link. I'm just going to put it in the chat. Again, if it's to everybody that just arrived, just click on it and you will have the AI for real quiz just right there. Perfect. Good. Thank you, Silke.
And if you click on the tile, you should see something that says welcome with a photo of artificial intelligence, just to make sure you really understand what the topic is about.
And if
Okay.
you don't see that, if you only see the previous link to the.
So you see there is a little house on the top left corner.
A little house.
Yeah, and
Little icon.
right now you see the card with the animals, right?
Small house.
I did see that, but
Okay.
What do you see now?
okay, I see the animals.
Okay.
Okay.
So on the top left of your screen, there is an icon with a little house.
Yes,
You click on it,
got it.
and you should see two tiles now, a blue tile if I were an animal, and AI for real quiz, the yellow
Yes.
tile.
Yep,
So you click on the yellow tile. Are you good?
it's coming. Oh, right here where it says artificial intelligence.
Yeah. You got it.
Okay,
We're there.
And it's
Okay.
working.
So, Hector, you're the one to facilitate that quiz. You tell me when I
course.
display the first question.
Well, let's go right away. Let's see how
It's still unloading.
How our
Okay.
participants are. Let's go with the first one, please. Let's get started. So everybody's seeing the first, which of the following is an example of AI that is already being used in the real world? You can check all that apply. It's in Spanish and English. Let's see. We'll just have a quick to see. Make sure that you respond. You can select,
And you-
just click on them.
And you can select as many answers as you want.
Yep. Good. Good. Thank you. Are we ready?
I have 27 answers only. Yeah, so you select your answers as many as you want, and don't forget to save.
To save. Yeah, make sure you save it. And after you save it, it's gonna see
Okay.
answer saved, and we're ready. Let's see.
Yeah,
Can you show us?
let's do a stress test. 10 seconds remaining. 9.
5, 4, 3, 2,
5.
1.
Okay. Let's have a look at the results. Whoa.
Oh, they're pretty good. Actually, I think everybody wants an artificial intelligence virtual assistant. Everybody wants that. Yes, they exist, but actually it's being used by all of the others. Actually, it's everybody's, all of them apply in fraud detection systems and identify quality issues in factories and self-driving cars. All of that, it's actually so almost everybody got it right. So who's
Yeah,
the?
but some people got the speed bonus.
Oh yeah, because they were quicker to respond. So Jimena, Finn, Alex, and Joanne, they are on top
All
right
right.
now. Good, good. So
Okay.
let's go with the next one, Alex.
Okay, let's go. Which of the following is not a type of artificial intelligence?
Now this is the most difficult question. You can choose all that apply. Well, actually, the one
No,
that does
no.
not apply.
No,
That is not
only
a
one.
type of
Yeah.
artificial intelligence. You have to choose one, which is not a type of artificial intelligence.
I already have 17 answers, 25.
Ooh, that's debatable.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
debatable.
Oh, no fights are,
Yeah.
You cannot fight here.
Yeah, no fighting here.
Debating is not fighting.
Okay. Okay, 10
Okay.
seconds.
Yeah,
9,
you have to be quick.
8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Make sure you save, and let's see the responses.
Hmm.
Good. Actually, most of you have it right, because actually artificial consciousness is not a type of artificial intelligence. All the other ones are actually different elements or branches of artificial intelligence. Everything from machine learning, natural language processing, and deep learning, or part of the branch of artificial intelligence. And when we talk about, let's see who's on top. Tim is Pau and Kike got the
points.
Speed bonus
speed
points.
bonus.
Good, but a lot of you also have it. So we have Tim, Jimena, Kike, Alex, Finn, and Pao tied in first place.
Okay, let's
Good,
go to the
good.
next one. Oh, the next
Can
one
we
is.
redo?
Okay, no redos.
Okay, yeah, the next one was the explanation, but you have already done it, right?
Yeah, well done. Well, let's go with what can be used. Let's see our next one. What are the ways that AI can be used to improve group facilitation?
I guess this one you can put as many answers as you want.
Yeah, choose all that apply, please. What are some of the ways that AI can be used to improve group facilitation?
This one is also up for debate.
Yeah, and Juan loves debates. Actually, he debates for a living. Actually, yeah. Even when
Okay.
he's in the kitchen. Actually, he loves to debate more in the kitchen.
5 seconds.
4, 3, 2, 1. Okay.
Haha, now
Good.
they got the trick.
Oh yeah, they got it. Yeah, they got it. Yeah, they realized it.
And I was saying it was up for debate because in fact, there are many more ways than AI can be used to improve group facilitation. I mean, there are tens of ways. But you'll see
Absolutely.
some of them during this webinar. Okay, let's go to the next one. Is there a next one? I don't remember.
Yes, we have the next one, the last one.
Okay. Oh, yes, this one is an open question, right?
Yeah, we'd like you to share with us what are some of the challenges that group facilitators face when using AI.
So one quick sentence. You can submit only one answer, one quick sentence, and you save it. And even if you haven't used AI, you can imagine, I mean.
Yeah. Thank you for sharing.
So I have 20 answers right now.
20. So we'll give you 10 seconds. Make sure to save it. Remember to save it.
Yeah, because when I'm gonna show the results, you won't be able to save it.
Yeah. Remember to save it. 30 answers already. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1.
Okay, hit save, please. I don't want anyone crying because they cannot submit their answers. And here are some of the results. You can scroll down, knowing which tool to use when. Ensuring the AI does not take over the group process. I'm not going to read everything because we don't have the time. I'm just going to show off my level of Spanish. El nivel de experiencia de nuestro público, el temor a lo desconocido. I didn't understand what I said, but
you read it pretty good, actually. You did a good job. Actually, you did a pretty good job.
So all of that, we're going to export it and we're going to send it to you as a post-workshop analysis and report. But it's great for me, by the way, to see all something about using the appropriate prompt. I'm going to talk about that. Cater for a variety of human requests and needs. We're going to touch that. Yeah, that's getting everyone comfortable. I've lived a situation where people were not comfortable, and we're going to speak about that. So yeah, great insights out of this question. By the way, just quickly, would you like to know who got into the... We have a winner with 5 points, and it's Finn.
Congratulations, Finn.
Finn, would
Well
you like
done.
to say a word about that? You're an expert in AI.
Yeah, the Danes are good.
So
They're also
maybe...
winning Wimbledon. and Tour de France.
All of that. Oh my God. Okay. So what's next?
So I think we need to, now that we know a little bit about AI and what the challenges, let's see how we can use it in terms of creativity, Alex. And I think you can show us a thing or two about that.
Okay. I have a question for you, Hector. Are we late or on time?
You know, we're a little bit late, but
Yeah,
I think you can do it. You can make it
yeah,
happen.
we're 5 minutes late. Okay. So next topic is AI and creativity. So it's really combining all the things I love. And I've been doing a deep dive into these topics since about 5 months now. First of all, creativity is my thing. I've been doing that for a while. Even if there are some bigger experts in the room, I know you. AI is tech, so if you combine tech and creativity, it's really what I've been doing since I created Stormz in 2011. So in this deep dive, we're going to try to answer this how might we question. How might we leverage AI to generate creative outputs? And basically, this is a picture you have on the right. How can we do an AI-assisted brainstorming? And please note, I didn't use AI-powered brainstorming. I said assisted. And how this is going to create creative human ideas. Okay, so this is what I would like to discuss with you. And there are going to be some theory and there's going to be some practical ways to implement what I advise you to do on ChatGPT, on Stormz, and because I'm a great guy, and we're going to do that on Miro too. So let's go. So first of all, I'm going to show you all of you. We need to have a great mental model for how GPT language models work. Okay, so we're going to start with that. Then we're going to use how to.
Alex,
Yep.
sorry, I think you're not sharing the screens yet.
I'm not sharing the screen. I should be sharing the screen.
Now you are. Yeah, thanks.
Thank you. Thank you for being here, Hector. Yeah, I wanted to show my face, you know.
I know you do.
White beer. Anyway, so mental model, very important. Then we're going to look at how to generate, how the AI itself can generate creative content. And we're going to see that we have to bend it to be able to do that. And third thing is that now I want to know how to leverage AI to help my participants to be more creative. And we're going to see some practical examples with ChatGPT, Stormz, and Miro. Okay. So I often see debate with this question: is AI creative? And I say, it's the wrong question. I don't fucking care. Sorry, excuse my French. I don't care. And the one thing I care about as a facilitator is how I might use this tool to produce creative outputs. And I don't care if it's creative. That's a philosophical question. I'm not very good at philosophy. I had a very bad notes at the baccalaureate in France. So I just want to know if it works to create it, to produce creative outputs. And in order to do that, we have to get back first. I want you to have a great mental model of how these models work. And in a nutshell, these magical stuff, black box, what they are only the most probable next word guesser. The only thing that they do, if you look at the core, at the foundation, is to guess what is the next word. And they do that using statistics and probabilities. So my black box in the middle is GPT. GPT is a model, an AI model, and it's the one that is used by ChatGPT, but it's not the same thing. ChatGPT is an interface, and you have the AI model that is called GPT. And what you do is you feed it an initial context. So I feed it with 2 words, the dog. And it's going to do a lot of complex computation using an enormous formula that have been created when it was trained. And it's going to generate a list of probable next words. Maybe it's the dog was, or the dog barked, or the dog ran. This is the most probable thing. And it's going to pick one of them randomly. The dog was. Okay, first step. And now, what it's going to do is exactly the same, except that now I'm starting with a new context. The dog was. And same thing again, it's going to generate a list of next probable word, running, barking, sleeping, and it's going to pick one of them randomly. The dog was running. And here it goes until the end of the sentence. So this is the mental model you have to understand. It seems like magic. It seems like it is almost like a human brain, but in fact, it's not. In fact, it's just something that guess what is the word by looking at statistics and probabilities. It is just what it is. But you'll see that it's totally different in the inner of this black box is totally different in the way it's working from a human brain. Okay, it's not at all the same thing. It shouldn't be called intelligence, but it has the appearance of intelligence, but it's not. And you'll see that it is really fascinating because when we get back to our topic of creativity, you can use the same kind of tools that we use for fostering creativity with our human participants. You can use the same kind of tools with GPT. Okay, let's go to the next phase. So the question was, how might we leverage AI to produce creative outputs? And in fact, it's all about creating an unexpected result. I'm not creative if I have the dog bark. But what if I could have the dog teleported? That would be much more creative. And I've called that probability benders. It sounds like science fiction, so I like that. But it's really how you bend the probability to create unexpected results. And unexpected results are a little bit like similar to creativity. So a probability bender, it's simply a little prompt twist that's going to create an unexpected output. So the same sentence, the dog was, I prepend it with in year 2250, so in the future. And then GPT is going to do the same job and looking at the most probable answer, but this time the most probable answer is a little bit unexpected. Maybe it's teleported, cryogenized, or cloned, and it picked one randomly, and now we have something a little bit more unexpected, which is, again, quite similar to having something creative. Okay, do you get that? Are you still following me?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Hector, if you see some questions on the chat, because I'm not monitoring the chat.
Everything is good.
Okay.
Everything's good.
So now that we know what is a probability bender, this one is not great. This one is basic and it's not going to be useful for brainstorming. So now let's say that we are very interested in organizing a brainstorming with our participants. And I'm going to give you a practical use case. We want to use AI to help us with brand name generation. Okay. So if I just ask the AI the basic question, okay, AI, my new company is about AI and creativity. That's me. Generate one brand name for my company. And what's the answer without any probability bender? Creative AI. Ah, boring, right?
Very creative. Very creative.
But let me tell you that it's basically the first answer you're going to get from human participants too, right? What do you think, team? Wouldn't it be the first answer you would get, creative AI? Yeah. Okay, let's try a simple bender now. Same question, except at the end, do not use words coming from creativity or AI. And it answers Synto Muse. I don't know how you say that in English, but again, it's a little bit further because, yeah, that we recognize everything. From creativity, it got Muse, and from AI, it got synthetic artificial Synto. And then it created something that is called Synto Muse. Okay. We're getting a little bit better, but this is not a great creativity prompt. So now I'm going to show you the one thing I want to show you that is really mind-blowing. I'm going to use a probability banner that is in fact a creativity tool that we've been using for 50 years, maybe 70 years, that is called forced connection. So forced connection is when you create unexpected collisions between the problem that you're trying to solve and things that have nothing to do with your problem. And by combining the two, it gives you new ideas, creative ideas. So I would give that to my participants, and thanks to that tool, they will be able to find new ideas. So I'm doing exactly the same with ChatGPT. So you see here, hey, ChatGPT, my new company is about creativity and AI. Think about an unrelated industry. I don't even give this industry. Think about 5 cool things about this industry. Use these to create unexpected collisions to generate one brand name for my company. This is forced connection. And I'm using when I'm using that for forcing ChatGPT to give me something unexpected and creative. And this is the answer. So you see that first of all, it selects one unrelated industry, exactly like we would have done in a group doing a brainstorming. We would have picked an unrelated industry, automotive. Then it lists the cool things. And by doing that, in fact, it creates a context. And then it creates a list of unexpected collisions, speed and design, innovation and precision engineering. And then based on all that, it generates what is the most probable brand name for it, but not for us, which is Velocity Craft. So Velocity Craft, I don't know if it's a good brand name for my company, but it's much, much more creative than what you would have top of the mind from anyone that is not trained into creativity. Okay, so I see one of the comments is you need to be really creative with a prompt. That's exactly my message. If you are really creative with a prompt and you create and you will be able to make the AI create awesome stuff, very creative, very unexpected. But the cool thing is that we already have the basis for creating these creativity prompts, creative prompts. Each one of the tools that we've been using, if you are creativity facilitator using creative problem solving and you've been trained into that, each one of the tools that you've been using with your participants, you can use them to build prompts for ChatGPT and to generate creative ideas. Well, ideas that have the appearance of creativity. So maybe you know about Scamper, you can use Scamper and you would get unexpected results. You can ask the AI to play the role of famous people, to think like Einstein or to think like the founder of Apple, Steve Jobs, and you would get some different results. You can use a random word to create an expected collision to have some new ideas. You can even use reverse brainstorming if you know this tool. Well, any tool. So homework with you, for you. After this workshop, pick one of the creativity tools that you use with your participants normally. We use the famous person thing in marketing, Mind Camp. Yes, I've seen that. I've seen the post. I've seen the post on LinkedIn. What if you don't know any of those creativity tools? So that's an excellent question. I would suggest that if you want the AI to be creative, you need to be trained into facilitating creativity. And there are a lot of ways to do that. And we were speaking, you have in this room, you have Tim. He's organizing a great event in August in Canada. So if you can go there, Mein Kampf, right? Reverse brainstorming, just very quickly, because it's not really the aim of this workshop. It's when instead of brainstorming ideas to solve the problem, you first brainstorm ideas to make the problem even worse. And by doing that, you change your perspective on the problem, and it enables you to find some solutions that you wouldn't have found straight away. Okay, so this was what I wanted to tell you about probability benders. Thanks to that, the AI is able to generate creative ideas, and you are able to use that in your brainstorming. Okay? But it's not the only thing. How else might we leverage AI to produce creative outputs? And there is a very, very simple way. You ask GPT. Yeah.
Are we going for the sandwich yet? I'm hungry.
Not yet. Not far. The first thing the easiest way to get some more unexpected results is to ask GPT for many alternatives to the most probable answer. Remember, we had this list of verbs: the dog barked, ran, etc. If you ask it a lot of verbs, at the end, you're going to have teleported. So, and again, the cool thing is that the last ideas will be more unexpected, which is kind of the same as creative. And the really cool thing about that is exactly the same mechanism as with human beings. I mean, do you know why one of the rules of brainstorming is generating as many ideas as you can? The principle is go for quantity. Well, it's because it has been proven since the 60s. I have the link to the study, the original study, that having to generate a lot of ideas, in the end, you got more creative ideas. Okay. The last part of the brainstorming generate more creative ideas than the first part. And for those who know, it's also the theory of the third. Okay. I see a lot of questions about techniques. It's really one of my advice, if you don't know some of the techniques that I listed, is that if you want to use you cannot use the AI for brainstorming if you don't master the principles behind divergent thinking and convergent thinking and all the tools that you have around that. Because by knowing all these principles, this is how you are able to create smart prompts that will bend the probabilities and generate creative ideas. Okay, so how else might we leverage AI to produce creative output? So right now, I've only answered one part of this how might we question. I've discussed how we might have the AI generate creative ideas, okay? But there is another question. How might we leverage AI to help humans produce creative outputs? Okay? It's not only about the AI doing the work for us. It's about how can the AI can be an assistant for the participants. Maybe the participants are not very good at creativity. Maybe they are not trained. So maybe we can use the AI for that. Does it make sense when I say that? Yeah? Okay, good.
Yes.
Thank you for the yes. And before I answer this question, I want to do a reverse brainstorming, by the way. And I want to tell you about all the things you should not do. I mean, how might we use AI so that it blocks participants' creativity? Because AI can be used the good way and the bad way. And if you use it the bad way, instead of fostering creativity with your participants, It's going to do the contrary. It's going to lock them. And I can tell you that I've experienced that in one of my experimental brainstorming a couple of months ago. Give them an electric shock when they give you a suggestion. Yeah, it's a good one. Tim, you're very good at reverse brainstorming. Okay. Oops, sorry. So want to fail your AI brainstorming, you do this. So first of all, you spoon feed the participants with ready-made ideas. Okay, you give them the ideas, and then they're going to say, oh, okay, so if the AI is generating all the ideas, I don't have to do anything, and they won't do anything. The other thing is that if you push the AI ideas too quickly, it's going to influence their thinking perspective. And it's exactly when you have an extrovert in the room and it's going to give all its ideas very out loud, well, it's going to influence the group. Yeah.
So it's kind of like a group thinking with steroids, right?
Exactly. The AI could be the worst extrovert that you've ever seen in your life. So you have to tame it. And the other thing is that be really careful, because I've done this mistake. Don't overwhelm participants with a plethora, with a lot, easier, with a lot of AI-generated ideas. Because it's very easy to click on the button, generate, and then you have hundreds of AI-generated ideas. But it's going to be overwhelming for the participants. Don't do that. Okay, so I hope you've taken some notes. It's very important that to make it simpler for you, I've created my famous, worldwide famous, no, it's the first time I show this slide, S principles. So the S principles, first one, the sandwich principle, okay? So always start with human, always end with human. You don't throw the AI ideas just like that, okay? You first ask the human to generate a first set of ideas, maybe they're top of mind ideas, maybe you go a little bit further until they have no more ideas. And then you had a bunch of AI ideas. But remember, not too many, overwhelming otherwise. And then you start again, because you don't want to end with the AI ideas, because the AI ideas, they are not perfect. And you have to add a slice of human ideation on top of that. Okay. And now I'm going to show you, each time I'm going to show you a principle, I'm going to show you how to do that both in Stormz and in Miro. Okay. So I'm going to have to organize a little bit my screen. So normally I have Miro here, and I have Stormz somewhere. Yeah, here. Okay, let me get back. And by the way, if you want to play with me, you can play with me. Okay, so let's say that we are brainstorming this challenge. How we are in an old and boring company, and we are brainstorming ways to attract young talents. Okay. So I have my Stormz workshop, and I have my Miro workshop. There's the same. Okay, so I told you sandwich principle. You see that, first of all, these ideas are ideas generated by the participants. So it's cool. I have my first slice of my sandwich. And then I want to sprinkle a little bit of AI ideation. And in Stormz, it's very easy. You just have to click on a button, and it's going to analyze the title of a workshop, the title of a cluster, and generate new ideas. Okay. So the subtopic was, how might we leverage digital channels to interest potential talents? And it creates 3 new ideas, such as create an interactive company culture webpage. And then, oh, great, someone is adding the last slice, which are human ideas. Okay, so here we have only a few human ideas, but it should be a lot more. Okay, who did that? Juan. Thank you, Juan. Okay, so then you wait a little bit so that you have more questions, more answers from the participants, and you could do the same. Sprinkle a little bit of slice of AI ideation. So one of the cool things about that is that Stormz generates a few ideas at a time, 3 by 3, so it doesn't overwhelm the participants. Okay, let's have a look now on Miro, how you would do that. And, oh, I've lost my, I have to copy and paste that. Okay, so let's say that I want to generate the ideas quite the same. It's Control K to open that, generate sticky notes. Then I have to write down my question and it generated my results. So my advice for you is that you really have to got it. Not to put it generate 10 ideas at the same time. I think it's a little bit too much. So what I would do is that I would generate them on the side and then put them one by one so that you can create the sandwich and don't overwhelm the participants. So this is, if you're using Miro, which is your choice, you can do that. I won't take you, I won't be angry with you. You can generate them on the side so that the participants don't see them, and then you sprinkle them inside the space for where people are brainstorming so that they can see them and not being overwhelmed. Okay, another of my advice for, and it works for both Stormz and Miro, is to generate additional ideas from human ideas. And it's just the natural way, it's the sandwich way. So you take one of the ideas from the participants, for example, offer virtual tours of our office, and then you use the AI button on Miro, add similar sticky notes, okay? And when you do that, it's gonna generate alternative ideas. So again, what I don't like about that is that it generates too many ideas, 10. So again, I would put them on the side and put them back here so that it doesn't overwhelm the participants and it's really can be used as an inspiration. The way to do that in Stormz is very simple. You select one of the ideas from the participants, invite questions. For example, this one was added by one of you. I click on the card and I have a button which is generate divergent ideas. So it's going to look at that. It's going to look at the context of a workshop and it's going to generate more ideas that are based on this one. So it's a great way to naturally create the sandwich because it uses a human idea as the basis to create a diverse set of ideas. So for example, we had invite candidates to reply to this question, and now we have engage candidates in project-based interview challenges. So you see, it's slightly the same idea, but different. So it really creates a different perspective on the topic. What I like about the way we implemented that in Stormz again is that we generate only 3 at a time, and there is no way to change that number. So I have a few questions here. Can you limit the number of AI idea generation on Stormz? By default, it's 3, and you cannot change that. How did you do it in Miro? So in Miro, you select one of the post-it from the participants, and then you have an AI button, and you select add similar sticky notes. Yeah. What is the source of this? Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, and what is the source of information that the Stormz AI is using is GPT-4 if you have a Pro Excel plan, GPT-3-5, if you have a Pro plan, which is basically the same model as ChatGPT, except that there is no privacy concern. Okay, so let's get back. So that was the sandwich principle. Very important when you design an AI-assisted brainstorming, use the sandwich, always remember the sandwich. Second principle, the springboard principle. So again, in your design, you have to make sure that you foster participants to use AI ideas as a springboard to generate more ideas, okay? It's not the final ideas. AI ideas are great for inspiration. They are not great for the final solution. And by the way, it's true not only for brainstorming, but also if you use it to write a book or write a blog post or whatever. So the springboard is the initial AI idea, and it should give the participant a creative inspiration. So again, how you do that in Stormz and how you do that in Miro Mural. So in Stormz, there is a cool feature is that, let's say that we really like this idea about engaging candidates in project-based interview challenges. So I'm going to click on it and I'm going to create a specific zone. So now you see I have what we call the cluster in Stormz, which has the exact name of the idea. And now we can brainstorm. We can use it as a springboard to generate even more idea about engaging candidates in project-based interview challenges. So we can do whatever we want. I'm too lazy to put it. I'm going to use the AI again, but this is not what you should do. You should ask your participants, and you can try if you want, to generate more ideas linked to that specific idea in itself. And this way, you see that you can diverge a lot. How you do that in Mural? Well, in Mural, you would do it a little bit differently. You would take one of the post-it notes from the brainstorming, you would put it aside, and you would create another zone for your brainstorming. And yeah, you would have to put it, reorder it, send to back, yeah. And then ask the participant to go in this space, maybe change the color, go in this space and generate more sticky notes related to that idea. So this is a great way to force people to use an AI idea as the springboard to new ideas. If you don't do that, even if they could do that naturally by looking at the board, but you'll see that it's not very natural, and they won't think about using the AI ideas as a springboard. So if you force it that way with Miro, or by creating another cluster on Stormz, you will be able to have this effect. And last S principle, the self-disclosure principle, very important. I think this is opinionated because it's up for debate, but my thinking is that AI ideas should be clearly identified as such. Okay, I don't want my participants to think that one idea was generated by one of their colleagues. I don't want that. So this is why it's opinionated in Stormz. When you create an idea with the AI, it has the little bot emoji. Everything you create with the AI has the little bot emoji, and you cannot change that. There is no option to change that. Of course, then if you work on the idea and you modify it, you can remove the emoji because now it's your own. Okay. On Miro, it's not by default, but my advice is that when it generates the ideas, just like I did here, you select all of them, and either you change the color, and you make it very clear that the green color is the AI generated ideas, or you can add an emoji, and then you can reproduce what I did with Stormz. You can put a little bot emoji on all the sticky notes. Okay. For me, it's very important that you do that. Otherwise, you could have some problems at the end of your workshop.
I think, and when we had, I have to disclose, I was part of the AI advisory board of Stormz. It was a very huge discussion about that. It's like who owns the ideas, and it's important for people to understand that that AI is not a participant in the room. It's a tool for the participants in the room. Yeah, people think that AI is a participant, but it cannot. It's just another tool. It's like when you're looking for words and you look for a dictionary and you look for a word, like back in the day when we used dictionaries and encyclopedias, you use it as a tool to create new names or new things. So I think that the disclosure, the self-disclosure principle is really critical for an ethical use of AI.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Finally, and unfortunately, I don't have a lot of time, so I don't have time to go deep into that. It would be a webinar by itself. You want to do it the right way? You have to dream. Let me explain you. I have created what I call the dream framework, which is AI is not only there to generate ideas or to write the blog post for you. It can do much more things. And some things are, in my opinion, much more powerful than the AI doing the job for you, generating the ideas for you. And there are many ways to use it, and I have regrouped them into 5 topics. You can use the AI for divergence. You can use the AI to assist the participant by with a better reflection on the topic. You can use the AI to edit. You can use the AI to assess your ideas, and you can use the AI to modify your ideas, to repurpose it. And as I said, I don't have the time to show everything, but I can share 3 of them, my favorite ones. First of all, the reflect category. You can use the AI to generate powerful statements that will unlock fresh perspective for your participants. Okay? And one way to use it is to use the AI, instead of generating solutions, you ask the AI to generate powerful questions. Okay? And each question will be a new perspective for your participants to think about. And it will be, it's so powerful. Another way is to generate line of thought. Did you think of doing it that way? Did you think of maybe you should explore that way and that perspective? And especially if you don't have enough participants to have a 360-degree view on the problem, the AI could ask the right question or generate the right line of thought for your participants to have a more diversified perspective on your problem. So how you do that with Stormz and Miro, and again, this is one of my favorite way to use the AI. So for Stormz, we have just created a feature for that that's going to generate alternative how might we questions to the main challenge. And you just click here, generate cluster, and it's going to generate an alternative question of the challenge. How might we showcase our company growth potential? I'm going to put it in bigger. I click again, and how might we update our brand image to appeal to younger talents? So now it's about brand image. How might we build an appealing work culture? So now it's about work culture. So all of that are a slightly different perspective on the main challenge that's gonna create new thinking at the participants level. In Miro, one of the way to do that would be to use the mind map, because in the mind map, so I put the main challenge here. In the mind map, you have an option to expand with questions. And it's going to do something quite similar to what Stormz is doing, except that, again, it generates a lot more. With Stormz, we generate one by one. Here, it generates a lot, so you have the risk of overwhelming. But then it's the same. You see that it generates alternative how might we questions, and maybe you can copy and paste one of them and then use the sticky notes to generate for people to generate ideas. The other prompts that I wanted to show you, and oh, I'm so glad I have Tim with me, because Tim, my favorite, after powerful question, my favorite way to use AI is to use AI for a GPS. So GPS is your framework, Tim, from your book, Think Better. And it's an acronym for good problem and step it up. And it's a great way to develop an idea. You could use another idea development framework. If you've been doing creative problem solving, you know about PPCO or POINT. If you don't know about this framework, maybe Hector, you can. I've created a blog post on Stormz that explain all about how to use this framework to develop an idea. So on Miro, you can use the mind map quite the same way. And on Stormz, we have a specific feature for that. And if you are on the board, you can have fun with that because you see that when I click on an idea, I have the GPS, good problem, step it up. And I can either add it myself as a participant, or I can use the AI to list me the pros, the cons, and then to give me some ideas to improve the idea. All of that is for the participants to read, and then they can discuss together and try to make the idea more robust. Okay, so for me, that's one of the best ways to use the AI is to use the powerful questions and to use an idea development framework such as GPS. Okay, so what time is it?
Yeah, actually, we only have 15 minutes left. Time flies when you.
So I'm about
time
15
flies.
minutes late. Yeah. So we're going to go directly here. So that's the end of our journey into AI and creativity. It could have been a one-day training. GPT is nothing like a human brain, but it can be surprisingly twisted to act like it is creative. And one way to do that is to use probability benders. Then you should really be careful when using AI-generated ideas, and you should really try to respect the S principles, the sandwich, the springboard, and the self-disclosure. And then AI-assisted brainstorming is not only about AI-generated idea. It's about using the AI to ask powerful questions, to assess your ideas, to make it more robust, and to do all kinds of stuff. If you do all of that, you will be able to leverage the AI that you have in Miro or in Stormz to facilitate brainstorming like you haven't been able to do before, especially if you have a small team or team of people that are not trained into creativity. And that's the end of that chapter.
Well, we had some other things that we had planned for today, but as you can tell, we wanted to put so much information in it, so many ideas. Probably some of you have used some of the AI.
I'm answering.
The ideas, generation of images based on prompts. Some of you probably have used Midjourney or DALL-E or some of the others, and all of those also can be another way of putting AI into the creative mindset for the participants, but always as a tool. And we had some use cases. I think I'll just show the creative warm-up. I think that would be.
Maybe you can just read the title, and then we'll go into the final breakout.
Yeah, we just wanted to show you that.
And you will have a PDF, by the way. Huh?
Yeah, we will share it with you as well.
So yeah, first one was you can use AI.
Prep for preparation.
Yeah, I created a card deck in 30 minutes. I created all my facilitation guide thanks to AI very quickly.
Using Session Lab, some of you already use Session Lab, that's very helpful, right? You also used
so creative warm-up, a little bit like you did today. Expect that this one was a little bit different, and it was before Miro AI and Stormz AI, so we used Midjourney. but it was really a way to warm up the creative mind of the participants by displaying magic pictures. This one is yours, Hector.
Yeah, we use for pattern identification in an international context. We use it to generate a lot of information. Participants create a lot of information, but we needed to condense in a very specific way and to get a final lessons learned and report.
And you had very little time to do that.
Yeah, we only had the thing is we had three 2-hour sessions, and the thing is half an hour of those sessions are just for beginning and ending. So you actually have 1 hour and a half, 3 sessions for 1 hour and a half to actually do the work. So we had to actually put a lot of information together, a little bit like what we did, like I did today, because this is like the summary of what you put priorly in your in the what you wrote at the beginning of the session. Remember, with all of the challenges. So ChatGPT 3.5 help us to put it together and just summarizes in like 7 to 10 most common challenges that you have it there. So this is like, this is live. This is what you, with your input. And because we had a lot more than 50 responses, we needed to summarize it. So ChatGPT has helped us with creating content for today.
And the last case study that we had was one that I did. We had an in-person workshop. Hopefully, we used Stormz to collect the ideas, so we had everything digital. So that post-workshop, I was able to to export all the data to Excel, and then to analyze it with ChatGPT. The one thing that is very important is that I did manually sanitize all the data, all the confidential data from the client, just as a security, even though I used a chat history off, which normally makes sure that OpenAI doesn't do anything with the data. But so I was very cautious, and then I used the data to build the final report. And again, sandwich. The final report was not done by ChatGPT, it was done by me, but ChatGPT assisted me, and I was able to do it very quickly and more comprehensively.
Absolutely.
Okay, Hector.
Well, it's been a ride. We only have 9 minutes left. We could stay for the whole week afternoon, Alex. I know you're a passionate.
Sorry, I told you I was sure I had too many things. I'm sorry, guys.
Yeah, but we would like you to help us out. Just writing it down. Do we have the link for the likes and dislikes? We can do it a quick, just likes and dislikes.
Yeah, just go back. I've just activated the activity.
Okay.
Just go back. So if you were into the how might we attract new talents, by the way, you will be able to play with the AI after the session, but go back to the main area and maybe you can paste the link again, Hector. And there is a like dislike questions, and just tell us what you liked, what you dislike. I'm not American, so you can tell me negative feedback. I don't mind. I will build on that.
Touche.
And yeah, because dislike is important. Just frame it the right way, but dislike is important for us. It's a presentation we might do again, or we might repurpose it as a full-blown training. So it's important to get the pros and the cons.
Yeah, the chat is in the link's in the chat. If you closed it by any chance, please just share your likes, dislikes, and what questions you still have. And just I'll give you one minute if you can just share your ideas there. Would love it.
Oh, there is one like that I really dislike. Never used Miro, thank you.
Make sure you share your questions, because we might be able to share some of the responses to the questions on our following summer camp series. As you know, this is the first of a five session series that we in virtual facilitation alongside with Stormz, we have joined forces to share some of our topics. We're going to be meeting in 2 weeks' time for next summer camp session on low and high tech for face-to-face sessions. How do you introduce digital tools into your face-to-face sessions? Now that a lot of participants want to go face-to-face, well, sometimes we want to bring some of the digital tools we've gathered during the pandemic, right?
And we have a survey for you guys that you can do now or when you have time.
Yeah.
We try to collect testimonials because as Hector told you, we have all the sessions. So if you like that, we'd love to be able to say that. And also we need your email if you want to get the PDF. I offer also a free 60-minute training during this summer. So it will be the opportunity for more hands-on stuff.
Where do you want that to go? The
links in the chat. Yeah, for the survey, you can just share it later. You don't have to put it right now. Just make sure that you reserve your space for our next session on 2 weeks' time, same hour. We're going to be using the same link as well, so you don't you won't be able to miss it. Thank you, Bruce.
Yeah, well, the bulk of the dislike is not enough time to practice. Yeah, I was sure about that, but I still did it, so it's bad from my side.
Trying to get Alex to just shorting stuff that he loves, it's difficult. So because he's so passionate about everything of what we've seen today, and we've had very lengthy discussions about all of this topic. So I have to say he's one of those individuals. He's a genius, but he's French, so it's difficult to get those combined. But I have to say that he's been a mentor for me for many years. So he's changed the way I facilitate. That's for sure.
Thank you. It was a partnership.
Yeah, and we'll see you in 2 weeks' time. If you want to hang on for a bit, we'll be happy to just open the conversation, and we're here for you. So thank you for sharing all your ideas or your dislikes, your questions. Thank you so much.
I will stay around for a few minutes, so if you want to speak with me, you're welcome.
Yeah. Normally, the recordings are going to be available for all our graduates in virtual facilitation and Stormz. We do some trainings, and all our graduates have access to our process or recordings. We'll have to check out if we're going to be able to upload it in a public space, but we'll keep you posted.
So for Camp Days, if we don't subscribe to this tool, can we still play with them? You'll see that if you do the Google survey, there is an option to ask for a coupon to have 1 month to play with the Stormz AI for free. Oh, you were here. I see you now.
If you want to open your mic, please go ahead. I think it's been enough of my voice and Alex's voice.
No, not mine.
Of course not.
No, thanks.
Okay.
It's been super fun, but yeah, it's like you got to get hands-on with it,
Right. This was a very useful session. It has stimulated some good ideas, both in terms of what you shared and also stirred the mind thinking about other things we could do.
Springboard.
Fantastic. Yes.
At some point, I'm curious, do you take any of these tools in live facilitation, like in person? I'd be curious to know how you would then integrate it in that situation versus what on the screen.
It's coming next on our next webinar, actually, because that's we're going to be showing how we've been using technology into face-to-face facilitation. Because we after I have to admit, and I'm sorry this is going to be recorded, but I'm a very lazy facilitator in terms of documenting. I don't like documenting. Using technology in a face-to-face environment allows to document a lot of stuff very quickly. And the participants, their words are there. It's not my interpretation of their handwriting. So, but you have to be very careful, and that's what we're going to see in a couple of weeks, because sometimes you can overdo it. So I would say that combination of low tech and high tech, it's very important. So everything can actually flow, I would say.
Yeah. We've been doing that since 2012.
Right.
Yeah.
We have that in common, Hector, in terms of the documentation. And I have a strategic planning workshop coming up. And I plan to combine the low tech with the high tech so that we come out with the things documented. And so not me having to document it necessarily.
You should really come to the next session because we're
Oh yes,
share
I'll be there. I've been doing it, but not a lot. But for that workshop, yes, has to be a lot of high tech.
Yeah,
cool.
everyone is.
And by the way, the last AI example was from an in-person workshop with 120 persons.
Wow.
If you want to smile, so we can take a picture, so we can post to social media. You can allow me.
Oh, we didn't do that earlier. We should have done.
Yeah,
I always forgot about that.
We'll get a new one. Okay.
I think my profile picture is nicer. Here.
No, you can put your picture. Open your camera if you want.
Let me more.
Okay. Smile. 3, 2, another 2, 1. Smile. Thank you.
Okay.
So it was very nice to see all of you. I would have. It's always very frustrating not to have the time to discuss with all of you, but that would have been impossible anyway. I don't know if some of you are doing some conferences or events during this year.
Yeah.
Any hint? Any good tip? Merci bien.